Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope you're having a great weekend, I thought I would come on and share a video with you about kind of away from the holiday stuff and house tours and decorating and all of that, but just to talk to you about how to take care of yourself during this season, during this time of year. And so I thought I'd share with you some of my tips and some of what I do to keep myself hydrated and how I care for myself, and especially how important it is at this time of year when we are so busy that we tend to run ourselves down and get stressed out because of all the activity and things we have to do. I just thought, this is a good time to kind of come on and share with you some of my favorite tips and things that I do to help me along the way. So first of all, let's start out by saying stay hydrated. I think it is like one of the major things you can do for your skin, your hair, your nails, and even to cut down on sometimes those terrible Charlie horses or leg cramps that you might experience, especially if you're premenopausal or even postmenopausal. But staying hydrated really is key. And in the summertime, I think when it's hot out, it's a great reminder. I need to refresh myself. I need to drink more. But I think sometimes in the winter, we just kind of forget about it. And so we experience more dehydration, and our skin is dry. It's flakier, it's itchy, so staying hydrated is very important. And now there's all kinds of flavored waters that you can buy that are so refreshing and so good and don't add the added calories. But there's nothing better than just good old ice cold water with some lemon wedges in it. And of course, I have to stay hydrated, which is really a dehydrator, but I have to have my coffee. And what can I say? I have to. It's one of those things that I look forward to and I need. So grab a cup of coffee and let's talk about some of the things that I do to make my life a little less stressful. So first of all, outside of talking about staying well hydrated, I think it's important to nurture your skin, especially at this time of year. And what I like to do is, I always moisturize my skin after a shower and just use, a body lotion, whatever I have on hand, whatever I've bought or have been given as gifts, and use moisturizers that are soothing and pleasing. A lot of them have, their own aromatic senses. And so I just like to lather up really good after a shower. And of course, at night, I keep hand cream at my bedside. And that's one of the last things I do before I go to bed. And I lotion my hands and lotion my feet. But in the winter, I like a heavier cream, and I use the Laura Mercier Body and Bath. This is the almond coconut milk souffle body cream. This stuff is like heavenly. It just immediately relieves any dry, flaky, itchy skin that you have. It smells like you've opened heaven's doors. It's so good. And this jar, yes, this is a costly body souffle, but I have had this for over 2 years. And no, I don't throw things out just because I don't use this as much in the summer and spring, because it's a heavier body lotion. As it says, it's a body souffle, but in the winter, and it hasn't lost its ability to nurture my skin or its beautiful aroma. It's honestly, And this is probably something I'll be asking Santa for to replenish, because I will be going through this now that we're into that, dry, approaching winter season. So a body moisturizer, very important. Keep your skin well moisturized. And talking about that, do some extra things, which I am so bad about with my hands, because my hands are always in water, doing dishes, cleaning house, washing hands, and I have lotion at the sink in the kitchen that I use. But another tip is to wear gloves, and someone had recommended that to me just recently, one of my subscribers, and said that's one of the things that she does to try to keep her hands young looking. And I really fail at the gloves. I have them, but I just don't think about putting them on. But I have to start doing that, because I notice that around my nail beds, my cuticles, they tend to dry out even more so at this time of year. Next tip, keep your nails polished. Even if they're short, I think it's a good way to keep your hands looking clean and just groomed. And so if you don't like colored nail polish, even clear nail polish, it's good for your nails, and it just makes the appearance of your hands, I think, look younger. And so along the lines of that, don't forget about your feet. Lots of moisture on your feet, and as long as you can tolerate it, put on a pair of comfy socks and let that moisture just seep in. I'm the kind of person that cannot sleep with socks on, but I do put a pair of socks on once I lotion up my feet really well, and after about a half hour or 20 minutes, I just take them off. And it really is a treat for your hard-worked feet. And also, keeping your lips well moisturized. One of the recommendations that came from another YouTuber, I think in the spring or something, is Lanolips, and I kind of had to go on Amazon to get it, but now Ulta carries it, and I have gone through 2 tubes of this. I put it on every morning and every night before bed. It's the last thing I use. I love it. It's really good. So the Lanolips comes in a couple of different flavors, and this one is the multi-purpose super balm, and it has no flavor, and the other one I have at the bedside is banana. And I am really big on lip moisturization, even to use lip gloss over your lipstick if your lips are feeling too dry. Also, to keep yourself looking fresh, or to have that, fresh feel, like I said, nail polish on your nails, lots of nice hand lotion on your hands. And to keep your eyes looking fresh and awake, Lumify. There you go. Lumify really, really works. It really takes your tired looking eyes and just sparks them up. This was recommended to me by my eye doctor because I was having so many problems with allergies, and my eyes were just ridiculously bloodshot. And of course I had to take allergy eye drops during that time period, and I'm much better with my allergies as my body has acclimated to the climate that I moved to. But this Lumify, oh my gosh, it is power in a tiny bottle, and it's worth every penny. It's almost gone, and I need to get another bottle. Also, what I think is important is a faithful regimen to your skin, your face. And of course, when I'm talking about all of this, it really does mean a commitment of faithfulness to your regimen. But whatever you choose to use for your face wash, and I happen to be using Rodan and Fields, and I alternate what I'm using because I have brown spots that I like to work on, and I also get blemishes still, even at my age of 64. Yes, I still get blemishes. I get blackhead breakouts, and so I do use what's called Spotless by them, but it's whatever you can get your skin to respond to. That will be a good face wash for you. And there's so many out there on the market that have clean products in them and are good for your skin. So just find a face regimen that you like. Now for me, when I switch off, I just think it does great things for my skin, and it kind of combats what I want to work on. And so to me, that's super important. It's super important to keep your skin clean. And after I clean my skin, then I go in with some sort of a toner, or these are facial radiance pads from First Aid Beauty, and I just bought during the Sephora sale, because I'm almost out of them, a new jar of this. This is really gets away all the extra leftover dirt and debris that maybe your soap didn't quite get off, and it's really soothing on your skin. So whatever you choose to use, a toner or a cleansing pad like this to refresh after you've washed, for me, is extremely important. It just kind of balances your skin out. And then of course follow up with a moisturizer, whatever moisturizer that you use. Now I switch off. I do use an assortment of products, and the last several months I decided I was going to try something new, and that's the Colleen Rothschild. I picked up this treatment, salicylic treatment complex it's called, and vitamin C. I use these as moisturizers after I clean and tone my skin, morning and night. And I have been using these pretty faithfully. Now, once or twice a week, using up some of the other moisturizers that I do have on hand, I will also use those. But these, I feel like they've really made an improvement on my skin. And also, I want to talk about priming your skin. I think it's important. I think it's important to prime your skin, even if you wear powder, or even if you're going to go bare skin for the day. I think it just kind of puts a little coat of protection. And one of the things I've been using by Bioderma is this pore refiner. I have a problem with pores, especially in my T-zone area. Now, you can never get rid of pores, but you can purge them with face masks that I feel is very important a couple of times a week. And you can keep your pores as clean as you can, and you can kind of shrink down the appearance of them. But I feel like this really helps just kind of fill in and kind of gives your skin a look like it's very smooth. And so this I've been using, I think, since the spring, and I'm almost out of it, and I definitely will repurchase it. So this is one that I think is really worth it. And another one that I use when I'm using liquid foundation of some sort is this Embryolisse, and I do mix it with my makeup. I just feel like it's multifunctional, so you can use this as a moisturizing cream also, but it says multifunction nourishing moisturizer, but it works really well with a mix of your liquid foundation. And I love using these two products, especially if I'm using a powder foundation like Tarte. So moving on from there, it's important to have a faithful regimen to cleaning your skin, getting it good and clean, and then putting that barrier of protection on your skin with some sort of moisture or priming protection. And next, your hair. it's important. Brush your hair. Find a good brush. I know I have mentioned this one. It's called R Session Pro Tools. Sorry, R Session Pro Tools. And it's just a good bristle brush. It's a good bristle brush. And I brush my hair in the morning, but I really brush it at night, like really get into it, flip my head upside down and give my hair a really good brushing. And along the lines of hair, it's important to treat your hair once or twice a week with a heavy moisturized mask of some sort, because your hair dries out just like your skin. And so it's important to do it. If you can't do it twice a week, at least once a week. Now, my daughter-in-law kind of turned me on to this Olaplex. I normally use Monet products on my hair, and I have been using for several months Colleen Rothschild hair mask. Love it. It's something that I can use on my hair frequently to get that moisture back into it. So I can use it 3 or 4 times a week. This happens to be a treatment to use once a week on your hair. And if your hair is super damaged, then you can use this twice a week. And what you do is you just wet your hair all over, towel dry it, and then slather this stuff on and leave it on your hair no less than 10 minutes, but longer if you can. Now, I've slept in this before, and I'm not going to do that again because, you know, after I did it and I'm thinking, whoa, what if an emergency happens in the middle of the night? I'm going to be going to make a trip to the hospital of some sort or whatever in this gnarly hair. So I just did a treatment on my hair yesterday, and I kept it in my hair for a couple hours while I was cleaning around the house. And then you go in, rinse it all out. You can really feel how silky and soft your hair feels. And then you go ahead and wash it. And so I've been alternating my shampoos. Again, I think that's another important tip, is sometimes to alternate the products that you use. Not that you have to go out and spend a whole bunch of money buying products just so you have an assortment of them. No, 1 or 2 that you really love. I think they work better for you when you give yourself a break from them. So I've been switching off using the shampoo from Olaplex and my Monet shampoo. And I love them both, but I do notice a little bit of a difference in just texture with the different products. Both are good. Both are really good. But I just think sometimes when it's like eating food. When you eat the same foods over and over again, you kind of get bored with them and you don't like them as much. But if you stay away from it for a while, something that might have been blasé to you, all of a sudden it kind of sparks your taste buds again and you happen to like it. Ooh, I've been talking a lot and fast. I need a sip. The next thing I want to talk about is protecting your hair. We do tend to use tools, and I happen to be using Dry Bar brush tool. I don't have to use it every day because you can see my hair is pretty straight and smooth. And honestly, blowing my hair out with my Revlon dryer gives me quite a bit of body, and the products that I use to wash and condition my hair, I can wake up and it's pretty much like this. Now, sometimes, you know, day 3 or 4 of not washing it, it gets a little crinkly. If it's not humid or, you know, didn't get stuck in the rain, then I might have to pull this out and use it. But irregardless, you're still putting heat on your head. So use a good spray of some sort. This just happens to be Rusk. It's a thermal spray. And something that I use, they're called Rejuva beads, and it's by Monet. It really puts moisture in the ends of your hair. It kind of smooths down those split ends, and I really notice a difference when I put heat on it. So find something that works for you, that you like, but be faithfully diligent with always using it when you're styling or using heat products. And of course, one of my favorites is Wow. I use that after shampooing my hair. I don't have to do it as much in the winter because there's not as much humidity, even though there's still humidity here in Alabama. It's not as much, but so I use it about every third shampoo. But in the summer and spring, sometimes I do use it every time I wash my hair, but it will last for 3 or 4 washings, and I find that to be pretty true. So that's taking care of your hands, your face, your hair, and we talked about good body lotion or a heavier souffle cream for your body to keep your skin moisturized. And now I want to just talk about also, I'm going to just mention, I brought the beater in because eating good foods that are good for you is a good source of not only energy, but the foods that you put in your mouth sometimes can affect the way your skin is, the way your hair is, and if you don't believe that, it's, you have to rethink, because you're putting this into your body. So really what's going into your body comes out of your body, and in more ways than just one, but it also can affect blemishes, and poor nutrition can also be detrimental to your hair, because as you know, people who are under severe stress can tend to lose their hair, or poor health, poor bad eating habits can bring on other issues, other illnesses that can cause your hair to become brittle or fall out. So along the line of being faithfully committed, I think it's important to be faithfully committed to the foods you eat. Lots of good protein, fruits, and vegetables. And I brought the beater out because eggs is a good source of protein. If you're leery because of cholesterol or you're dealing with that in your diet, then egg beaters or an egg starter is really good. And loading that with lots of vegetables, I like red and yellow pepper because they're sweeter, and mushrooms, and no fat cheese, and everything but the bagel seasoning. Whatever I can do to make that omelet big and fluffy and filling, I feel is good nutrition for me, and it's also doing good things for my hair and skin. And that's what I believe in, and that's what I'm sticking to, being faithfully committed to. And last but not least is how to get put together in a few steps that take you no time at all, just so you're fresh day ready. And for me, sometimes it involves, of course, a clean, moisturized face. It involves a little bit of a cover-up. After doing what we talked about, washing face, toning face, moisturizing, putting on a primer of some sort, something even with your sun protection on your skin. I mean, that is a must. And I use a product that has sunscreen in it. So I know I have that protection on my skin all the time, all year round. Getting yourself put together in like a fresh 5-minute ready for the day, I like to use, number one, a concealer, and I use the NARS concealer. I think it has lasting power, and it really does conceal those areas that you want to hide. Now that we've talked about all of that, another area that I want to talk about is that under eye area. So along with being faithfully regimented to your skin, eye cream. Don't forget the eye cream every night and every morning. And they have those rollers out now that you can pick up anywhere, and they really do help depuff around the eyes. So that to me also is important, because it helps to get you to that fresh face look that you want every day. So to start that fresh face look, after you've done your washing, your toning, and moisturizing, then you put on your primers and barriers to protect your skin, and then start off with some sort of concealer if you need to. I do. And so I use NARS concealer. I love it. It has great lasting power. It really covers blemishes and dark circles, and I'm using Creme Brulee. It's light. The 2.5, yeah, 2.5, and this goes a long way. I've had this and I use it every day. Love it. So I use that, and I just apply it with a little brush. I think this is one of my Sephora brushes, and I'll just show you. I just kind of dip it inside, and then I just spot check all the areas that I need to have a little concealing, especially around my nose area, because that's where I seem to have, you know, those red or those little tiny veins that pop up. And then of course sunspots, age spots, whatever they are. It covers beautifully. And then on the days that I just want to have that fresh look and I don't want to wear a big foundation mix, I love my Tarte powder foundation. This one happens to be Fair Honey. I love it. It really feels good on my skin. It has good coverage, and it does keep my skin from getting oily. I love it. I think Tarte products are really good, but that's a great way to start. And then next I follow it up with just a little bit of bronzing, especially in the winter when you're not exposed to any sun. And I have several different bronzers that I use. One is the Chanel that I've had for a number of years. It's still very good. It's very light. But recently during the Sephora sale, I gave way and did go ahead and purchase the Tom Ford, and this one happens to be the glow bronzer, but it's not obnoxiously glowy. It's the light color. It's really, really pretty on, and it really does give your skin a little bit of, you know, that sun glow. So to me, that's really good to get your skin into that fresh 5-minute look. And then I follow it up with a little bit of blush, whatever. There's so many out there. Find a color that suits you. And after the blush, I'm a powder girl. So I do go through an assortment of my powders, and some that are my favorites are my Chanel powder. I use one especially quite a bit. It's the Less Beige and Light. It adds a really soft look to my skin. I like the Chanel Loose powder. I like the gosh, just such an assortment of them. Sometimes I'm just using the Mineral Veil. This is another good light powder. And if you don't need powder, that's fine. But for me, I need to have that finishing look. And then, of course, I am just, I guess you could say I'm really addicted to the Plissé Lumière de Chanel. It's a illuminator, and I've used this for several years. You can see I have not hit pan, but it really has a pretty little bit of just the slightest. I think it just gives your face a finished, fresh look. It's got that little bit of just a softness about it. It's not obnoxious. It's not like, you know, you look at someone's face and you think, oh my gosh, that face looks so shiny. It's very subtle, and it just makes your skin feel fresh. And so to me, a little bit of pencil on the eyebrows if you need it. If you're blessed with beautiful, big, bushy brows and you don't need it, good for you. But if you're not, just a little bit of outline helps. And of course, if you don't want to wear eyeshadow. If you're not a person that's ever used eyeshadow, I think it's important to use something on your eyelids, because I think as we age, our eyelids kind of show age with wrinkles, sometimes, you know, extra fluid building up, and just a darkening of your lids. And so find something that you like. I have for years and years used the MAC, let me find it so I don't tell you the wrong one, the Painterly. I think it's very similar to your skin tone, and it just kind of makes your lids feel fresh looking, and you don't have to use any kind of powder. But I also think that if you're looking for something to open up your eyes, you know, beside the Lumify, line them just a teeny tiny bit. And a pencil I use is the 24/7 Waterline. It's Legend by Urban Decay. This is a great liner. This does not budge. It doesn't go anywhere. It has long-lasting staying power. Love it. And it just really, I think, opens your eyes up and makes them brighter. And then, of course, find a mascara that doesn't clump up, that doesn't run, and that just kind of opens up your lashes a little bit. And I've been using this Full Fat Lash by Charlotte Tilbury, and I love it. It's almost gone, and I'm pretty sure I am going to purchase the large size, because this really opens up your lashes, and it's really been a great little sample to try. So that's what I do to get myself ready just for a basic, you know, get yourself up and look refreshed look throughout the day. And it's not a lot, it's just a little bit. This was just kind of an overall, you know, how do you care for your hands, your hair, your face, and just some good, faithful regimens to follow. And I hope that you will try some of these products, and or just, you know, maybe, you know what, I am lacking in the moisture part of really lathering up after a shower, or, you know, even using something that's lighter and maybe not as heavy duty as you need for the winter. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I'd appreciate a thumbs up. And until my next video, be kind, be humble, age gracefully, and take care of yourself. Bye.